Jesus. What's up, people, and welcome to the video. You are joining me for meal one on my new camera, which I have a flip out screen, so now I can see myself, which is so nice. We have 300 grams of egg whites, which is about 30 grams of protein. Every 100 grams of egg whites is about 10 grams. I have 15 grams of almond butter, which is about 10 grams of fat, a few grams of protein. I then have mixed salad, salsa, which is like 10 calories. And then I have glorious bagel thins with 15 grams of jam on. It works out about 40 protein, 25, 40 carb, 10 fat. It's a very, very simple meal. I've had this pretty much throughout my whole prep so far, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Current macros, we have made a small change to food. Pull down fats and pull down carbohydrates again. So these are come on screen right now. Training days are 220 grams of protein. They are 230 grams of carb. They are 35 grams of fat. Non-training day, 220 protein, 100 carb, and 40 fat. So you can see calories are getting low. Cardio's at 45 minutes every day, except for legs and pull, where I do 30 minutes in the morning instead of 45. This is just to have a little bit more energy available to train harder. We have to understand that performance is everything when it comes to for anything in bodybuilding. Performance is everything, but more so in a deficit. Performance keeps muscle. If you're using drugs, performance build muscle. So it's paramount that we keep performance high. Most taxing sessions, legs, pull, makes sense to pull back a little bit so I can give more in those sessions. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna do some work, and then I'm gonna catch up with you with the title of this video. So I often get asked, what are these? What are these rubber-like feet that I put on my feet? Whew. They are Vibrams. They are supposedly to increase proprioception of the toes and the feet, and they're supposed to strengthen your arches. Do they work? I don't know. Are they comfy? Yes. Do my feet feel better since wearing them? Yes, they do. I've notoriously had very, very flat feet just forever. I've always had like problems, had plantar fasciitis, just loads of feet problems. And to be honest, like I've had less and less problems with my feet as I've been wearing them. It might also be that I'm carrying like 15 kilos less weight on my body, probably more the reason. But do I recommend you buy them? I recommend, if you've got the money, try them. They're about 70 quid for a bit of rubber, so be very conscious of what you're doing. But I think they're quite comfy. Also, I realise when I'm looking at myself in here, I am fully in Gymshark. I have not been in full Gymshark since I was a Gymshark wanker when I was about 21 years old. It's about 5 years ago. But you know what? It's minimalist. It works. Let's go. So Josh, what is it that you buy from Tesco when you go every single day? Let me show you. So pretty much every time I go to Tesco, I get a load of mixed bags of salad with literally as many different vegetables as I can. So here, baby spinach, baby chard, baby kale, carrot. On this one, baby leaves, rocket. On this one, we've got sprouts. So I'm trying to get as wide a micronutrition as possible. While like obviously this food's pretty low calorie and it's consistent. Like I'll always have 100 to 200 grams of vegetables with every single meal. And then I'll mix these like with like rough greens. So obviously the sprouts are like rough greens, and I'll use like sugar snaps, peas, sometimes broccoli and things like that to alternate my veggies. And then I get my sugar-free juice, which is like crack because it makes everything taste incredible. Like in this entire bottle, so per 100 milliliter there is 2 calories. This is a 1.5 litre bottle, so let's times it by this entire bottle. There is 30 calories, and it makes water taste incredible. Get this, summer fruits. Also, how does my goddamn mic sound? I just got a battery and put it in there. I didn't have it in the first couple clips. Briefly to talk about the title of the video, how to get a bigger back. You're going to learn today how I set my back session up. I'm going to talk you through it when I'm in there. I'm going to explain to you why I set my back session up the way it is to maximize using my lats to the full range of movement when we're getting them short, when we're getting them long, when we're in a strong position, weak position, and generally just how you can utilize exercise selection, exercise order in order to maximize your training. It's something that people often overlook. So I'm going to sit down and have my pre-workout meal, chill out for 5-10 minutes, and then head over to the gym, and we gon' fucking get it. I feel like you know it's going to be a good session when you're walking in with a pump. Oh boy, let's get it. The first movement, what I want you guys to focus on is potentiation. Now, it's a big word for something very, very easy. Potentiation just means readying yourself, connecting that neurological connection to where we're going to train. We're training our lats, so I want to work through the full length of the lat from the top all the way through the movement. So we've got 2 long cables here, which are going to help me come all the way through as opposed to keeping me here. I'm going to work through the whole range of the lat, warm up, get the neurological connection there, and then we're going to load. So potentiated, we have got the lats nice and pumped, there's blood in the muscle. We're safer now, we've got more blood in the muscle. Joints are nice and warm. Now we're gonna load. First spinal loading movement of the week actually. We're gonna go into a rack pull. This is gonna work your erectors, it's gonna work your rhomboids, it's gonna work your traps, it's gonna work rear, it's gonna work your entire back. And let's stay in that locked position in a big spinal load. It's a big yes for a back session. So we loaded our spine pretty heavy. Well, I failed my top sets, but we loaded our spine pretty heavy. Now everything we do is going to be focused on relieving any pressure on the spine. So first thing, coming onto a chest support in here, which is inevitably going to take all the support out of the spine. We're going to support the spine the whole way through. We're going to be focusing on that high pull, focus on the top end of the back traps, rear delts, and the top of the lats as well. So we loaded our upper back through the chest supported T-bar row right here. Now we're going to focus on getting the lat as short as possible in a horizontal plane as much as possible. So we're actually going to do this one stood up, and this is going to allow the resistance profile of this machine to get easier a little bit as we get into the short range, because we know that we're weak when we're short. So it helps a little bit with the function of the lat, and when we get short, this loads perfectly. So at this point, your lats should be fucked. One big spinal load, one big row, nice and short. Now we're just gonna milk the lats, metabolic work, pump as much fucking blood in there as possible. So we're gonna do a metabolite set. We're gonna go 12 reps, well, failure, 12 reps, rest 20 seconds, 8 reps, rest 20 seconds, failure, just blood into the muscle, blood into the muscle. It's going to be chest supported. You're going to see this is going to work the full length of the lat, and we're just going to finish them off right here. Back is done. We're going to do a little little sprinkle on the rear delts, 3 sets, minimal rest, like a minute rest, just to pump loads of blood in there. We've got to remember, every back exercise, we're recruiting the rear delts. You don't need to overload them. You can see I've already got a pump in my rear delts just from the rowing. This is just to hit a little bit more volume directly, and then we're going to hit biceps. Oh, that was bloody hard. So I hope that made sense to you guys. Let me talk you through it again, just so it makes perfect sense to you. So first of all, we warm up with some potentiation, some activation work. This creates a neurological connection to your lats. Trust me, you don't even need to do the rack pull or whatever. Just do like pullovers with a long rope or something that just puts blood into your lats first, and watch your connection to your lats just increase. You know, the most important thing is mind to muscle connection. If you can't connect to your lats, they're not going to be activated, they're not going to grow. So potentiation, activation. Then you're going to hit your big bread and butter mechanical load, rack pull, bent over row, T-bar row, even, you know, it counts. Anything that loads you pretty nicely. I chose a spinal load because that is my spinal load for the week. Then you hit your chest supported stuff, and then you want to obviously be focusing on your upper back rhomboids traps, and then you want to focus on something that gets your lat short into a nice controlled position like we did with the stood up rows, and then just something to absolutely blast you, like that final lat movement, and then just touching on those rear delts and biceps. Now, this goes through mechanisms of hypertrophy. Now, when we look at mechanisms of hypertrophy, the most important one seems to be muscle damage. Microfibril tears, muscle protein breakdown, muscle protein synthesis, builds new tissue back stronger and better. So they all lead to muscle damage, right? So even the activation, you're still breaking down muscle tissue, you're still creating blood flow, you're still creating some muscle damage. That big mechanical load, you're probably doing the most amount of damage. And then afterwards, we're focusing on that cell swelling and that metabolite work, which we know can also facilitate metabolic stress, another aspect of hypertrophy, which we're trying to hit and we're trying to make the most of. If we've got these aspects of hypertrophy that we know about through research, if we miss one or miss two, we're not getting the bang for our buck here. We need to be clever about it and make sure we're hitting all of them. So we finish off that metabolite work. Then obviously we just touch on those little bits extra. So if you want to grow your back, I promise you, structure it like this. Isolation first, big compound, a few isolations, metabolite work. Let's go home and eat, guys. I am fucked on my water, see?
And it was like, right, well, now I need to take my foot off the pedal. Now I need to start spending more time with my kids. So that's when I started having to look at my habit.
So, white Cocoa Pops, meh, they're alright. But I'm going to mix them and we're going to see what happens. Post-workout meal. Again, it's not changed. It's mug cake and Cocoa Pops. White and brown. Got off a call there. A long call with like a business coach, someone who's going to help, someone who helps develop businesses, and I'm not necessarily going to go with them or anything like that, but I want you guys to understand the power of investing in yourself and always striving for more. You might tell with the content, it's increased. Like, I've been investing in myself. I bought this new camera which cost me a fucking arm and a leg. I've been paying for videographers, and what have I noticed? I've noticed that my followers are going up a lot. I've noticed that my interaction rates are going up. I noticed that I've got more clients on board. I've noticed that in investing and spending in myself, I am thus investing back in myself by you guys coming back to me. So never underestimate the power of investing in yourself. I promise you, it'll be the best thing you ever did. So I'm gonna end the video there, guys. I'm gonna finish you off with a physique update from training today at just under 3 weeks out. There's still a lot of work to do, guys. Lean from the front, but a lot to come off the back. So we're just working and working until we get it done. Thank you guys for tuning in for another video. 3 weeks. Let's go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Peace.